On this, because there was an inference yesterday from defense attorneys that her having these stacks of cash somehow is sort of nefarious, or that should lead to some, question marks. It might be a cultural thing. I know a lot of black and brown people who keep cash on them.
It's a black thing, okay?
People feel like this is our hard-earned money that we earn with blood, sweat, and tears. It's certainly something that happens here in Atlanta and beyond in our community, so I don't think that is sort of a gotcha moment for the defense attorneys at all, Laura.
Willis repaid Wade for all of those trips in cash with no receipts, no ATM withdrawal slips, no deposit records, nor anything else to document the alleged repayments.
I don't think that is sort of a gotcha moment for the defense attorneys at all, Laura.
The New York Times did not think it was relevant to tell its readers the alleged repayments were all in cash with no receipts. If you're a Times reader, here's what you were told. Willis and Wade, quote, have testified that they roughly split the costs of their vacations, end quote. Nothing to see here. Great job, Times. Great job.
Where was that story? In the New York Times? Well, the New York Times is fake news.
Because Fani Willis's lawyer decided not to ask her any more questions, that meant that the Trump team of lawyers did not get another chance to ask questions of Fani Willis, and so she gave no more testimony.
The hearing into Fani Willis and Nathan Wade was an unmitigated disaster for both of them. I mean, they have a better chance of being prosecuted themselves than presiding over the prosecution of Donald Trump.
Ding dong. Yeah. Pizza delivery.
Okay. It appeared from the Fani Willis side of the case yesterday that she had established everything she needed to establish in that testimony yesterday, and there was no reason to continue it.
1 week later.
Cell phone data obtained by Trump's legal team shows Nathan Wade, that special prosecutor, visited Willis's neighborhood at least 35 times in the 11 months before Willis hired him in late 2021. Twice, Wade arrived late at night and left early the following morning. The data shows about 2,000 calls and 12,000 text messages between Wade and Willis from January to November 2021. Why this matters? The timeline is everything in this case. Joining me now on the phone is former Assistant District Attorney of Fulton County, Daryl Cohen. What do you make of these new revelations?
This is damning. At the very best, it's troubling. It seems to completely contradict the testimony of both Fani Willis and of Nathan Wade. And because of that, this could be a complete game changer.
12,000 text messages.
Yeah, 12,000.
2,000 voice calls. Can you think of anything more annoying than receiving 2,000 voice calls from anyone, let alone Fani Willis?
Now that the testimony in the hearing is over, we can say that there was absolutely no evidence presented at all that Fani Willis intended to profit from Nathan Wade's position, or that she incidentally profited from that position in any way.
Not only did they have an affair and engage in what looks very much like an alleged kickback scheme,
there was absolutely no evidence presented at all.
But it seems very clear to me they lied about it under oath. It's bad even for civilians to lie, and it's really, really extra bad for an officer of the court to take the stand and get sworn in and lie. There's a word for it in legal circles. It's perjury, and it's a felony.
It's a black thing.
Zero evidence for the fundamental reason that this hearing was held.
She did commit perjury. We're continuing to see evidence unfold from a former roommate that said that she was dating this prosecutor well beyond and before this trial even started. Now we're catching her in a lie. She was saying that there was no coordination between her and Wade. I mean, this continues to look way worse for Fani Willis than I can even imagine.
Fani Willis and Nathan Wade both testified that their romantic relationship began after Nathan Wade began working in the district attorney's office.
According to a new court filing, the relationship may have begun months earlier than Willis and Nathan Wade claim.
We can say that there was absolutely no evidence presented at all.
One of the 4 criminal cases against Trump could effectively end today, as the DA on it could be exposed once and for all, potentially as a liar, a perjurer, and corrupt.
Zero evidence for the fundamental reason that this hearing was held.
Ms. Willis's longtime friend, Robin Earty, took the stand on February 15th on the motion to disqualify and told the court the affair began long before 2022. She said it was as far back as 19.
We can say that there was absolutely no evidence presented at all.
Where Fani and Nate are in very, very deep trouble, certainly with regard to their qualifications and being able to stay in the case, if not perjury.
District Attorney Fani Willis takes the stand to defend her honor, her ethics, and her integrity.
But she's already violated county law that says that you can't supervise and gives a list, and a lover is one of them. And also you have to get written permission before even hiring somebody who is a lover. So she's got some real problems.
Fani Willis is a strong, independent woman. She showcased that yesterday. She is a formidable force, and she is all about respect.
It's a black thing, okay?
Fani Willis is going down. She should not get comfortable in that DA chair, and certainly not on this case.
District Attorney Fani Willis took the stand and addressed the attacks, including the lies that have been leveled against her by Donald Trump and his criminal associates.
So the irony of this whole thing may be that the only person who actually committed a felony in connection with this whole case is Fani Willis and Nathan Wade, and not Donald Trump or Michael Roman, his co-defendant.
What did Trump and his criminal associates do? They put a whole bunch of information in court filings, including what District Attorney Willis testified under oath were a bunch of lies.
This woman was $4,600 in debt with a tax lien on her at the time she wants us to believe. She was definitely reimbursing Nathan Wade for all these fancy trips in cash.
You saw District Attorney Willis take the stand, debunk the lies.
Without any receipts, without an ATM withdrawal slip, without a deposit slip on his end, without any written record whatsoever to prove it.
You saw her defend her honor, her ethics, her integrity.
If she had any tact, any thoughtfulness about the rule of law, and she wanted to save the little bit of reputation she has and show a little bit of humility, she should resign immediately. And honestly, I think we should open up all the cases that she's weighed in on.
Saw her defend her honor.
And when the lawyer said, you're paying him gobs of cash for Aruba trips when you got a nearly $5,000 tax lien against you.
You saw her defend her honor, her ethics, her integrity.
Her response was, oh, now you're going to tell me how to pay my bills? I had to listen to you how to pay my bills?
Her honor, her ethics.
Oh, now you're going to tell me how to pay my bills? I had to listen to you how to pay my bills?
The thing is, if Fani Willis was she pursuing justice, or was she pursuing, having fun with her boyfriend? It looks like she was pursuing fun with the boyfriend. I mean, it's totally and completely obvious that they're not being straight with us.
Her honor, her ethics, her integrity.
He should know by now that the whole damn thing is a sham. People need to be fired or at least removed.
You saw her debunk the lies.
I am woman, hear me roar. All that nonsense is a distraction and a deflection from someone who's lying.
And you saw her hold up 3 defense pleadings that, under oath, she asserted were filled with lies.
So now what you have is unethical behavior by both of the lead prosecutors on this case, and both of them appearing to have lied about it on the witness stand.
Lies are put in public court filings, eaten up by Donald Trump's supporters, his base.
The cell phone records would show 2,000 phone calls and 12,000 text messages.
No, she didn't hire her boyfriend so she could benefit financially.
35 visits, what appear to be visits by him to her phone, or at least by his cell phone to her home.
Are you kidding me? Imagine being a public servant, trying to hold a criminal former president of the United States accountable for trying to steal the election from the people of your state, the people who elected you to protect them and enforce the laws without fear or favor.
Because the legal system is being weaponized against the former president. I have never seen a court of law treat a defendant the way that they have treated President Trump. He is the most targeted president in U.S. history. It's unbelievable.
I am your voice.
Republicans, frankly, seem quite receptive both to that election interference and to what Russia wants them to do in cutting off Ukraine. How does that turn around?
She has this thing where she makes these long pauses. So you think that what she just said was really deep and important, when it really wasn't.